pull it forward here. Here we go. Whew. I hope I can remember my intro. Oof. A-team, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video.
Oh my god, bro.
Y'all, oh my gosh, it has been a minute and a half, and I mean that. It's been like upwards of a year, but we're gonna get into that. I have missed you guys. I have missed doing this. Like, high key, I did not want to do this at all. I was just gonna hang it up and be like, bump this YouTube journey. I'm over it. But once I got behind the camera and like I saw how good I was looking, you know what I'm saying? I was like, wait a minute, your girl missed this. Anyway, that's not the point. We're gonna get into everything real quick. I got some tea for you guys. I got some news. I got some life updates for you guys and some more of what's to come. But before we get into that, do me a favor and go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That's right. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you will know every time I post a new video. Make sure you hit that thumbs up and share this video with your mom, your auntie, your cousin, your uncle, your dog, whoever you want to share it with, your neighbor, okay, your friend, your coworker, cause your classmate, okay, because the A-team is lit and we do keep it popping over here. It's really been that long since I've done my intro. I don't know my intro at all. Anyway, let's get into this video. As you can tell by the title, this is a life update. This is a what the heck, Aislyn, where have you been situation. Absolutely. So let's get into it. I have been gone. I have been out of here. I have been pieced out. I have been like, forget YouTube. I really did not want to do this. I'll be honest. It took all the energy I had to throw on something semi-cute, do a little light, and I mean very light, get into it situation with that's definitely my moisturizer trying to do me dirty.
Wait a minute.
Oh, anyway,
Bruh.
I am committed. I remember not only how I felt when I was consistently, you know, making videos for you guys, consistent on Instagram and doing the inspirations of the weeks and all of that stuff, but I also remember how much it impacted everybody else. It impacted you guys that were watching. And so I just want to be a blessing to, even if it's just one person, even if it's only, I think there's maybe upwards of like 50 of you that are subscribed, even if it's literally just you 50 for the rest of my like career on YouTube, that is fine with me. It makes no difference because I'm here to touch who I'm meant to touch and not to appeal to the masses. I'm always gonna be true to me. I'm always gonna be 100% me. That's why I'm always Aislyn. Speaking of which, as you can tell, the name has changed, and that is just because, again, I am always 1000% me. Occasionally, yes, I will hop on a trend. Occasionally, like, I'll do like a funny prank or something that like all the kids are doing, you know, all the YouTubers are doing. But really, I just like to stay 100% true to me. So I'm always going to be Aislyn. I've had people give me advice and, you know, words of wisdom and how they think my YouTube channel should go and what they think I should do, and oh, you've got too much of this, you got too much of that. I've actually taken down old videos that I, you know, actually really liked, because people have said, oh, you've got too much going on. But honestly, like, I'm a jack of all trades. I am a lot and I do a lot. And I don't just mean that in a way of like, oh, I'm the most. Like, I do a lot of things. I wear a lot of hats. I have a lot of gifts. I have a lot of talents. And there's a lot that goes into the purpose that God has for my life on this earth. And so I'm sorry, honey, like, this channel is just going to be a lot. Some days I'm going to give you the little blog post. Like, some days I'm going to give you something funny and comical. Like, some days I'm going to have a story time. Some days I'm going to sit down and do a chit chat. You know, some days you're gonna get Bible brunch. Some days you're gonna get a cover. You're gonna get everything that is and embodies Aislyn at all times. And it doesn't matter what it is. I'm not just gonna stick with one thing. I'm not just gonna stick with one brand. I'm gonna stick with the main brand, and that's me. I am the brand, and I come with all of these different things. So I'm not trying to be anybody else. I'm not trying to chase anybody else's dream. I'm not trying to do what somebody else is doing. I'm trying to be authentic, true, and real to me, to Aislyn. So anyway, let's talk about where I've been and where we're going. So I've been gone, like I said, for upwards of a year. The biggest reason why I went away for months in the beginning was because I went through a bad breakup. I suffered with some serious depression and really getting myself back mentally and physically where I needed to be, where I was supposed to be. That was hard. So the one thing I should have never done was let my platform slack. I should have never stopped doing Bible Brunch. I should have never slacked up on the podcast. I should have never slacked up on this, but I did. That's what happens when you go through breakups. You get depressed, like things happen. So that happened. And it was just like I was trying to get myself back out there, but then the one thing that I wasn't accounting for, that on top of the breakup, I kind of had like a forced breakup with my job, if that makes sense. For those of you who don't know, I do have a 9-to-5. I know you heard me say I'm a businesswoman. I am, and we're going to get into that in a second. But right now, I also have a 9-to-5 as well as my businesses. And my 9-to-5 takes a lot of my time, and it takes a lot of my energy. I work at a bank, and it is very busy all the time. I've been at this bank for 3 years. I started at a branch that was a lot slower than the branch that I'm at now. And unfortunately, last year, they made the decision to close our branch. First, they closed us on Saturdays. Then they decided, after being closed on Saturdays for a little while, they made the decision to close our branch altogether. So we all got put out and we all had to go to different branches. But the unfortunate thing is that this branch that I'm at now, it's a totally different vibe. Like, again, the branch I was at was slower. It was more homey. A lot of the same people over and over and over again, and older people. And so like everybody was just really, you had that occasional like mean customer. And I know it's like most of you guys are like, it's customer service, you're gonna have rude customers. You are. But at my old branch, it's like the atmosphere was just so calming that most people were just chill, even if we had never met them before. Like they were just really chill. Like I said, we occasionally had that like rude, nasty customer. That is the polar opposite of what I'm dealing with now. We have nasty people all the time who think that they can talk to us any kind of way. They think that they can talk to my coworkers any kind of way. I literally had, my manager was pregnant. She just had a baby, but she was pregnant, and I literally had a guy, he came in, he cussed her out, he called her outside of her name, he stuck his hands in her face like this and called her again outside of her name and pushed up on her. He didn't put his hands on her, but he would look like he was getting to it. He got up in her face because he couldn't cash a check. And it was a check that we don't have. It was a non-check of our bank. We didn't have an agreement with them. He couldn't cash a check. So like people are that nasty at this branch all the time. People try to get away with stuff, and like we're not having it. So it's just, and like I said, it's just nonstop craziness. And right now, the biggest problem that every company is having is that we're super short-staffed. So because we're so short-staffed, I am like our front face. I'm the face of the front. When you walk in the lobby, like I'm the one that helps everybody that comes in the lobby. And the problem is, because I'm by myself a lot, there's a lot of pressure that goes on me. Like I do too much. And it's not that I do too much because I want to do too much. I'm forced to do too much. So with that being said, that is a stressor in itself. And when I come home, like I don't even cook. Like I can tell you that up until today, I've probably been just doing Uber Eats or DoorDash for dinner when I get home every night, or just not eating at all because I'm just so tired and worn down. So that plays a part as well. It's just, I'm tired from work. And like, it was different before because I worked at a chiller branch. I had a schedule. I had days that I worked out. So like I brought my clothes with me and everything was just really chill. And like, people understood. Like we closed, everyone went to go home, but they're like, okay, go change. We know you're going to the gym, run and change, you know? So it was different. I would have videos that I would record on Sunday when I was already dressed up and pretty after church. And I would just record on Sunday because I'm already dressed up. And then when I came home, it was more of like, now we're, you know, in the evenings of the weekdays, okay, I'm editing this video. I'm recording the podcast on this day. And so I always stayed like a week ahead, which was really helpful. Now I'm just tired. So, which brings me kind of to where I'm at. A couple weeks ago, I had a major health scare. I was at work. I've been really stressed lately, and the one thing that I've noticed that I've really it's really intensified over the last year is my anxiety is crazy high. Like all the time. I won't say all the time, but like a lot of the time, like I'm super anxious and I'm just like, what is happening to me? Like sometimes I just bust out in tears. Sometimes I'm just so uncomfortable. Like it is the weirdest thing. It literally just happened. And I personally think that there's a lot of things that play into that. I don't think it's 100% my job. I think my job enhances it. I think my job enhances it a lot, but I think that there's other things, just personal things that play into that. Like just to be raw and transparent, I'm almost 30. I'm going to be 30 at the end of this year, and I'm still single, and it seems like there's no prospects. There is a situation, we're going to call him a situation because we are going through a situation right now, and I'm not willing to settle for anybody's crap. So like if there's not healing and work done on his end, I'm healing and I'm working on my end. So if we're not both healing and working on ourselves, there's no point, because I'm not gonna, after what I went through with the last one, like I'm not going to take on someone else's mess. I'm just not gonna do that. It's not good for me. It's not good for me. So, but yeah, I mean, I think that plays a big part. Like I said, like I really wanted to have children. I wanted to have a lot of children. I'm not saying that I'm never gonna get to. I'm just saying, I think psychologically my brain is like, oh my God, we're almost 30 and none of these things have been done. So I think that plays a part, but my anxiety is crazy. So just to bring it together, I was at work one day and I actually got a chance to come in late that day because I think I was either not off that Saturday, but we had a holiday that week or something. We were all off one day, like earlier that week or something for some holiday, I think. So I come in late. I come in at like 11:45, and it's that time of month. So to give you, for anybody who thinks I'm being over dramatic about working at a bank and like just how busy I am being the only front, I'm a teller, and being the only front teller, I handle majority of our traffic, of our customer traffic. And it's not just people who need a teller, it's people who need a banker. I take on a lot more than I should. I handle things that are not in my job description every single day. And it's not fair to me at all, but I do it. And as of late, I have voiced like, hey, this is not right. I'm not gonna keep doing this, but I did it. So to paint a picture of just how hectic it is for me as the only front teller, merchants come in to get change, and I am the only person sometimes, literally the only person with coin to give them. They need coins, they need pennies, nickels, dimes, whatever. I'm literally the only person to give coins. So if I slip away to the bathroom and I come back, maybe the drive-through teller has helped the other customers, but the merchants are waiting on me because I'm the only one with coin. Like it's like that. Like I can't just go to the bathroom and come back, sit down and like have peace. No, like I have to, people are waiting on me. That day, this day in particular that we're talking about, I came in at 11:30, I think, 11:30, I don't know. I came in at 11. About 12 o'clock, it was that time of month. So about 12 o'clock, I needed to go to the bathroom and change my tampon. We were so busy. I was so swamped and nobody was giving me coverage and help. I didn't change my tampon until 4 o'clock that afternoon. That's how it is. Because every time I got up to go to the bathroom, somebody else came in, and it's just person after person after person after person after person, and I can't get a break. And these people are so nasty that if I literally was to be like, I need to take my tampon out, hello, toxic shock is a thing, I'm going to the bathroom, I'll be right back to help you. Some of these people are so nasty, they would have tried to have my job over taking a tampon out. And I'm not kidding, I'm not over exaggerating. That is how these people are. I feel like sometimes when you're not in the front, you don't pay attention to what's happening in the front. And so your front teller is drowning and you don't even realize it. And so it's like, yeah, you could help alleviate so I could go to the bathroom, but you're not paying attention. I get it because I've done it before too. And like, especially now with the injury that I have now, which we'll get to, I really am not that much help to the person who's taking over the front for me right now while I'm injured. This day in particular, again, had to change my tampon at 12, didn't get to change it until 4. So before that, it's going on 1 o'clock. And when I came into work, I had a crazy headache, like just this tight headache. And I thought it was just allergies. I also thought it was possible that it could be, during my cycle, I usually get a headache either the last 2 or the first 2 days of the cycle. So now when it's only a 3-day, which a lot of time it's just for 3 days, it's either the first day or the last day or the day after. Or the day before the first day or the day after the last day that I'll get a headache. So I just thought it was a period headache. So I come in, my manager has these tension headache pills and they have caffeine in them. And so you're lying if you said you haven't done this, but you know, occasionally when you get a bad headache, you do what? You take like 4 ibuprofen instead of 2. So that's exactly what I did. I don't think these were ibuprofen. They were some type of Tylenol, I think. I don't know. They were like a CVS brand. But I took 4 of them because my head was pounding, and it was also the first of the month. It wasn't the first, it was like the 3rd, but still, it's that time. The 1st through the 5th is disrespectfully crazy. And I believe, no, it was a Wednesday. It was a Wednesday, and I didn't go back to work until the following Monday. But, so it was crazy in there. And I didn't want to have to go through the rest of the day until 5 o'clock with a pounding headache. So I took 4. I shouldn't have, but I did. I've taken 4 painkillers before and it's never bothered me. So around 1 o'clock, my headache has not subsided. I took these pills at like 11. My headache still hasn't subsided by 1, and I've taken 4, so I can't take any more. So I'm like, oh my God, like my head, I'm just like, oh God, my head is killing me. And my coworker, who's like a sister to me, she's like, okay, do you need some water? Do you want a snack? I'm like, I can't eat a snack. I can't get a second to get a sip of water. People keep coming. I can barely get a second right now to tell you that I'm in pain. And she was like, I get it. I get it. If you need something before I go to lunch, let me know. I'm like, I think I'm fine. I'll tough it out. I really just need to get to this bathroom, change out my tamp. I'm going to be fine. Right. So then all of a sudden, now I have a headache and my vision is blurry. And like, I'm looking out the window, like I'm like looking out not the window, the front doors. And I'm like staring and I'm like trying to focus my eyes and I can't. Like my vision is like, I'm people watching and talking at the same time. Anyway, like I can't focus. My eyes are just like blurry. I can't see. I have this crazy headache and I'm just like, oh my God, I don't feel good. Then it turns to, oh my God, I'm dizzy. And like to the point where I'm literally sitting at my desk and my heart is like racing and I'm sitting there and like, I feel like I'm about to pass out. Like I can't see, my head is killing me. I feel like I'm about to pass out. So I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? So my other coworker who is in the drive-thru, she was like, hey, what's wrong with you? And I was like, nothing. I was like, I'm fine. I can't even get a chance to tell you right now because here come more people. So like, if I get a break, I can tell you what's going on. So she starts to walk up front, take a couple people to help me so I'm not like so overwhelmed. She's I know that she's probably at this point looked at me, and then she goes back to her desk and she's like, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, I just don't feel good. My head just hurts. I can't see. And she was like, you need to tell me what's wrong with you, because if I don't know what's wrong with you, what am I going to do if you fall out on this floor? And I'm like, I know, I can't get a break. So at this point, I'm taking person after person after person after person. I can't get a chance to tell her. And finally she spins around in her chair and she was like, stop. They can get their money in a second. What is wrong with you? And I was like, I have a headache. Feels like someone's just like pressing my head together and I can't see. My vision is super blurry right now. I'm trying to focus my eyes. I can't focus my eyes and I feel like I'm about to pass out. My heart is racing. And she was like, okay, no ma'am, get off the floor. Come back here. And I was like, she's like, no, you need to come off this floor because you're about to fall out right now. And you look crazy right now. You look super crazy. So you need to come sit back here at the manager's desk. Our manager was out that day. Come sit back here at her desk, relax. That way I can at least monitor you. We're going to figure something out. So then I text my other coworker who's like a sister and she was in the break room. So she comes back and she's like, what's wrong? You don't look good. She's like, you didn't look good when you came in. Nope. So long story short, my coworker who told me to come off the floor, she calls our manager on duty, who was one of our bankers at the time. And she was like, hey, I need you to come back here. I need you to run a drawer. I'm sorry, it sucks. You're going to have to take Aislyn's place because she's about to fall out right now. She's got to go. She needs to get out of here. She needs to go to the ER. So she texts my roommate, or she calls my roommate for me from my phone. My roommate's like, is she eating? Is she drinking? I'm like, no. And the thing about it is, like, just in case anybody's like, you need to eat, you need to drink. Duh, I know that. It is literally that busy sometimes that like I can't every time. And people are so rude that like they don't wait to be called. They just walk right in. They see me and they walk right up to me. Like I will literally have food in my mouth trying to finish my food, like trying to duck behind my computer and like finish like a bite of a snack. Like I keep like, you know, veggie straws or something, or like they have these little vegan snacks, whatever. I'll try to like finish a bite and people will just walk up to me and start talking and I have a mouthful of food and now I look crazy and I can't get a second to get water to like wash it down because they just walk up to me. They don't stand and wait for me to say, hey, I can help you. Because newsflash, people, just because somebody's sitting at their desk doesn't mean that they're ready to help you right at that moment. So I'm like, it's not, and my roommate understands. She's like, I understand, but you have to do what's best for you because now we're going to have to take you to the ER because you're not eating and you're not drinking. So my coworker, who's like a sister, takes me to the break room. I call my mom. I'm crying. And like, at this point, I'm crying because I'm freaking out because I really feel like I'm about to pass out. I've never passed out in my life. I've only ever had to ride an ambulance once. And like, that's not my jam. So long story short, again, I'm in the back. I call my mom. I'm crying. Like, hey, I feel like I'm gonna pass out. She's like, hey, go to the ER. And I'm like, okay, okay. So then my coworker is like, okay, well, why don't you go to this urgent care? It's closer. They're probably gonna get you in faster. I take my daughter there sometimes and they're pretty quick. So she calls her friend to come back and she's like, hey, I need you to take Aislyn to the ER. I'm like, what about my car? She's like, it's fine. I can drive your car home for you when you get out of the hospital later or out of the urgent care, wherever, just go. So her friend comes back, picks me up, takes me to the urgent care, goes in with me, waits for my roommate to get there. My roommate comes from work. My mom is coming from my hometown to get there in time. She's calling my dad, she's calling my sister, like, and they're coming to, because I never get sick. I'm rarely sick. I've never broken a bone. I've never had stitches until now. So it's rare for me to be rushed to, like, I wasn't that kid. You know, I wasn't that teenager. Like, I'm pretty healthy, you know, very active. So long story short, I get there. My roommate finally gets there. My friend's friend leaves. My mom gets there. Before my mom gets there, they take my blood pressure and they're like, good God, do you have high blood pressure? And I was like, no. I mean, I used to be on high blood pressure medication a few years ago and then I changed my diet. I exercise. I drink a lot of, you know, I drink my gallon of water a day. My doctor took me off because I was able to regulate my blood pressure. And they were like, I used to have a high cholesterol too. And he took me off because I was able to get everything down and regulate. And they were like, okay, yeah, no, he gonna have to put you back on that. So I'm trying to chill. Doctor comes in and she's like, hey, baby. So you said you used to be on high blood pressure medication. Gonna need to put you back on that. I was like, what? You're gonna need to go see your doctor. I don't think you need to go to the ER. I'm gonna give you this shot. It's basically like a super strong ibuprofen. I'm gonna have you take that and you're gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right. That should help with your headache. And yeah, I'm glad you came when you came because you were, and I quote, across the parking lot from a stroke. I said, what? That's right, y'all. I almost had a stroke. I'm 29 years old. I almost had a stroke at work. That's how stressful it is. So if you ever think I'm over exaggerating, I'm not. I literally almost had a stroke on the floor. Had my coworker not had been like, had she not have basically like snatched that person's checkup out of my hand and been like, you can wait, she's sick, I probably would have fallen out right there on the floor, stroked out right there at the bank. Yeah, almost had a stroke. So I tried to make an appointment with my regular doctor. He wasn't available. He was booked up and I'm like, well, I live in a totally different city right now. And so my mom had to drive me upwards of 45 minutes here to come see you because my doctor is also at a walk-in clinic. They also take walk-ins, but they were too booked to take walk-ins. So I'm like, I'm going to have to go see somebody else, which sucks because they don't know my medical history, but I know my history and I'm pretty good at these things. So my mom and I went to a different doctor, also in my hometown. And I kind of gave her the background of my history and she put me back on the same high blood pressure medication that my doctor had me on before. She gave me a smaller dosage this time because, you know, given my lifestyle, I have gotten back to working out. I work out every day, Monday through Friday. I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. On the days I have to be at work at 8, I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And I work out for 30 minutes every day before work. I'm trying to regulate. I've changed, like I have my foods in here. I'm trying to eat everything at home for the most part. Except for like special occasions, obviously you go out or something, but I usually don't go out that often. So I try to eat everything from home. I try to plan my meals ahead of time so I know what I'm gonna have for lunch, dinner, and breakfast. my roommate has made it very clear that I need to be eating all 3 meals, and I need to stop that mess because I was just eating 1 meal a day. So I'm planning breakfast, lunch, and dinner every week. Starting now. I tried, and like I'm still working on getting all 3 meals in, but I'm up to 2. So that is progress. So they put me back on that. They're monitoring me for my blood pressure. I found out that I was almost pre-diabetic, which means I'm like just a step away from being considered pre-diabetic. She said, again, given the lifestyle, you know, in a year they would look again, and if it was still that high, then, or if it was still close to that number, my A1C, if it was still close to that number, then they're gonna have to look at options for me for diabetes. So that's something that I'm like, nope, like I'm really trying with that. I have been slacking a little bit this week, but the one thing that I am doing is trying to get my water in consistently again with the workouts. And I've actually made the decision. I had my first appointment on the 14th of July. I made the decision to get bariatric surgery. I had been thinking about it for a while, but the insurance that I had a couple years ago when I first went to see a surgeon, it just wasn't gonna cover enough, and I couldn't afford it. So I have excellent insurance right now through my job. That almost killed me, but that's okay. I have excellent insurance right now through my job, so I'm really hoping that they're gonna cover it all. I'm believing God that like the insurance is gonna cover it all, given the underlying health issues that I have, not to mention I have scoliosis on top of it all. So if you ever notice, I lean a little bit to the side. I'm really actually, I try to hide it on camera, but like I lean, you can definitely see it right now. It's this side right here. I lean a little bit, and that's just because my spine goes like this instead of going like this. So that is what it is. I've had scoliosis for a long time. I played sports. I carried heavy instruments and marching band. So I never knew. I carried a heavy book bag. I carried a heavy purse. So I didn't know until it was too late. And it's not really like reversible, you know. I don't wear a brace. I don't need to. I just work out. I work my back, and I try to be cautious. But anyway, so I'm believing God that like my insurance is going to cover it all so that I can have the surgery to better myself, because I do not want to be on insulin. I hate needles. Even though I have a million piercings, I hate needles. And I don't want to have to do that. So I'm just believing that if I did it before, I can do it again. I'm going to get my life together, and I'm going to reverse this high blood pressure again. We're going to reverse this diabetes situation, and I'm not going to have to deal with that. So that's really that. And then, 2 weeks ago, I was in the pool. So we've lived here for almost a year. We'll be here for a year in August. I think we're going to be here for another year, although I'm looking to buy a house. So again, I'm believing God. I know exactly which house I want. Not quite ready to get it just yet. Not quite ready to offer just yet, but I'm believing God for a supernatural miracle when it comes to my house. And I'm believing that every offer that is put in on that house will fall off, won't go through. And so far that has been the case. Every offer that's come through I be stalking. Every offer that's come through has not gone through. It's been contingent a couple times, and it's fallen through every time. So I'm just believing that it'll continue to do that until God's ready. But I'm believing for a supernatural miracle with this house. I'm believing that I'm going to have the keys this year, even though I'm going to renew my lease because I don't have a choice. I got to have a roof over my head. I believe that I'm going to have the keys to my house this year, which is fine because there are renovations I want to do to it anyway. So I'll need a place to stay while they're working on it. But we went to the pool. I was getting my Michael Phelps on. I was in that sucker. I was Ryan Lochte all up in these streets. And the pool ladders are really wonky at my apartment complex. They're up way too high. Like usually a pool ladder is down lower. The steps are down lower in the water so that you can like reach them. No, this one you have to like, the steps are up. The top step is at the edge of the pool. Like if this is the edge of the pool, the top step is right here. And then the other step is like here and then here. So you have to like pull yourself up to get on there. Well, long story, very short. The middle step was broken. I pulled myself up, fell right through. And it was plastic. When have y'all ever been in a pool that has plastic steps? If it's not like an above ground pool from Walmart. Like, so I sliced my foot on the sharp plastic. I had to get stitches. Like I said, I've never had stitches until now. I had to get stitches in my foot. So I get my stitches out this weekend. I've had them for 2 weeks. It's been a struggle because like I have a hard time walking because like I'd be so scared I'm gonna pop a stitch. So I get my stitches out this weekend and I'll be back to normal, and then I'll be back to working out. I've been off of working out for the last two kind of and a half-ish weeks, because again, when I had that issue at urgent care, when I went to the doctor, I was told to take it easy, so I had to give myself a little break. But I will be back working out because I have goals. Because for me, bariatric surgery is not a quick fix, it's an aid. I've always said this, I'm on a health journey. I'm not on yes, it's a weight loss journey because obviously weight will be lost, but I'm on a health journey. I'm on a journey to be the healthiest Aislyn that I can be and be the full, like reach my full potential as Aislyn, and who I'm supposed to be. And so like that doesn't have to come at the size the BMI says. That comes at the size that it comes at. It doesn't matter if I'm plus size for the rest of my life and I'm just like a smaller, like a 12 or a 10. It doesn't matter if I get down to where BMI says and I'm like an extra small. That would be crazy though. I feel like I'd look crazy, but it doesn't matter. I'm on a health journey. So for me, bariatric surgery is an aid. It's not a quick fix. It's not, the easy way out, as people try to say. It's not that at all. It's an aid for me. I try to live a healthy lifestyle. I pride myself on really working on living a healthy lifestyle. I do keep healthy foods in my house, even my snacks. When my friends come over, they're like, I want some chips, girl. I don't want them veggie straws. So I don't want no cauliflower that you dehydrated, put a little sea salt on it and call it a chip. I don't want that mess, but it is what it is. Like, I have to do what's best for me. I do try to keep snacks in. Like, now I can't do it because I'll eat it. But if I know somebody's coming over, I will try to get some snacks ahead of time so that people can come over and have the snacks that they want and not be forced to eat my healthy snacks. But I do try to live healthy. I do try to drink my water. So again, surgery is just an aid for me because I have scoliosis. I need to take that pressure off my back. I don't want to have high blood pressure for the rest of my life. I don't want to be on high blood pressure medication for the rest of my life. I don't want to have to get back on high cholesterol medication, and I certainly don't want diabetes. So I have to do what's best for Aislyn. So that's kind of it. So the rest of the content on this channel and this video has been stupid long, and I'm so sorry. And if you love me, you're going to watch it all the way to the end, and I'm going to love you forever because you're the best. But that's kind of it. So like the content of this channel is going to kind of change a bit. It's going to take me a while to change my artwork just because I haven't gotten pictures done in a while. So I think for the most part, I'll probably be kind of showing things that I eat in a day, for my diet as someone who is plant-based and is also trying to live a healthy lifestyle, trying to beat diabetes, trying to beat high blood pressure. It'll be that. It'll be more so of like the things that I make, even my desserts being not only vegan, but healthy and low carb. So I'll probably be showcasing a lot more of like the things that I eat in a day, what I cook, how I cook it. I still vlog. I love vlogging. Vlogging is so fun. I just don't go anywhere. I have like legit, I haven't been anywhere since 2020. I don't go anywhere. But I do have a big birthday trip coming up, and I am going to a conference in October. I'm supposed to go on a mission trip in July, but I don't know. I think that got axed. I don't know. I hope not, because I'd really love to do it. But, so I do have some events coming up. But the one thing I decided, and then I really am going to get out of here because I've talked way too long. The one thing I've decided is that almost having a stroke at 29 years old was terrifying. At the beginning of the year, I almost had a heart attack. And again, stress. I let people run me. I'm efficient. Oh, I didn't talk about my business. Oh my God, we'll get there. I'm efficient. And people take advantage of that. I let people run me into the ground. I almost had a heart attack. At the beginning of the year, I didn't learn my lesson. Then I almost had a stroke. And I have learned that I can't live my life for other people, and I can't let people run me into the ground. God has provided for me so much since I moved out, and even before I moved out. I took a leap of faith. I stepped out on faith to move to this apartment. We were not those people that put money away for the last like 15 years or 8 years or 2 years to save for this. When we moved, we said, we've got to get out. We've got to go. We've got to start our lives. We're going to do it. And we were tight with our wallets for the months leading up to us moving. And we put our money to the side and we paid our deposit. Our deposit was super high. We paid our deposit and we have never missed a rent payment. We've never missed an electric bill. We pay all of our bills. Our bills get paid. God has blessed us tremendously since we moved. We stepped out on faith to move. And so I believe that he's got me covered. Even when I bought my car, I bought a new car, surprise. When I bought my car, that was terrifying. I stepped out on faith to buy that car. And again, I believe that God is going to provide, and he provides, and he has provided. So I'm not worried, about anything, but yeah, we just had to step out on faith. And we just had to keep moving. So I'm stepping out on faith. I'm putting myself first. No, I'm not actively trying to get fired from my job or anything, but I just know that God will provide. Which brings me to my last thing. I started a business. Yes. I actually have several businesses that are in the work. But this one was the easiest for me to start. And, I just did it. So I started a business. It's called Basic Baddie. I will link the website in the description below. You can check it out. We do custom luxury press-on nail sets. By we, it's me, and like occasionally my roommate will assist, but it's a one-woman show right now. It's a beauty business. It's meant to be a beauty and fashion business. One day the vision is to expand into apparel. We want to have attire. We want to have clothing for everybody, clothing for all the girls, clothing for all the bodies. We want to do clothes. We want to do lingerie. We want to do bras, undies, shoes, like accessories. We want to do skincare and beauty. We want to do makeup. Like eventually that's where we'll go but for right now we have custom luxury press-on nail sets. You can get a prepaid set on the a pre-made set that's on the website, or you can schedule an appointment. We'll do a consultation with you and you can do a custom set. Custom sets work better for me right now just because it's a one-woman show and it's a small business. As we grow, eventually you're only going to be able to get what's pre-made on the site. And that'll be manufactured on a higher level. But as for right now, while things are still being made in-house, you can, like I said, you can go with what's on the site, or you can get a custom set. I've done some custom sets for my coworkers. I did a custom set for myself. I don't know if you can see. Yes, focus. Yes, you see. Yes. I do custom sets for myself. So that's the business, Basic Baddie. Bible Brunch is back. I'm not quite ready to start putting the Bible Brunch content on here again yet, just because we've given it a facelift. We're trying something new. But I will say this, Bible Brunch has taken a new direction. We will still come together and once a month do it like we did, where like I'll preach or somebody else will preach once a month. But every week we just have a small group. We have a group chat. I just really like the idea of keeping in contact. I'm trying to expand Bible Brunch to be a thing here in the DMV where millennials can get together and mix, because the one thing I've learned is that when it comes to dating in the church as a millennial, there's not enough of us sometimes in our churches, and we need to be able to link with each other. And a lot of us don't even go to a church. So it's not that we don't believe, we just don't want to deal with the mess. I totally get it. So I'm trying to have Bible Brunch be more of a community. So we're going to start doing mixers and things like that. We're also working with the homeless. We're still working on, the nonprofit side of things, get things official so that we can get funding, we can get grants, we can get donations. And we're trying to partner with local restaurants in Northern Virginia, Maryland, DC, so that they can help us. I'm so fidgety. So that they can help us, help provide food for us to give to the homeless. The next step is working with somewhere where we can get a place for these people to shower, having people donate clothes and stuff so that they can feel fresh, so they can help them with job interview prep so they can feel fresh, they can go on interviews, they can look good. Some of them still have jobs, y'all. Some of them are homeless, but they still have to get up and go to work every day, and they don't want to go to work funky. And they can barely afford the gym membership to go to the gym and wash themselves, or wash up in the shower, or in the showers at work, or in the sink of the bathrooms at work beforehand, so people don't know. So we want to be able to bring some dignity back to people, give them the toiletries. I'm trying to get in touch with the creator of Honey Pot. So if y'all know her, tag her, at her. I really would love to get feminine products to the ladies that need it, that are in a situation where like toilet paper is their only result. No ma'am, you should be able to have access to tampons and good organic tampons, and access to good organic pads, panty liners, things like that, washes. So those are things that are in the works. Again, I am a businesswoman. I've taken a new direction. 9 to 5 is not for me. That's just me. I'm an entrepreneur. I am taking leaps. I am putting my own money into things, and I'm believing for a high return. Right before I actually registered this business, Basic Baddie first. I registered Basic Baddie first. Still working on registering Bible Brunch. It's expensive to register. It's not cheap. So I'm still working on registering Bible Brunch. I believe I'm going to actually link it with something else for now, just because it's already a 501. Anyway, that's stuff y'all don't care about. But one of the things that I heard the Lord say when I registered Basic Baddie before I opened my business bank account and really got started taking orders and launched my website was that this business was going to be successful and I was going to have great success. And I was really going to bring about a lot of change to the world and the community. So I'm believing that. I'm standing on that. I'm really excited. And that is it, y'all. So if you need some nails, if you want to support your girl's business, if you know somebody who wants some nails, who loves having their nails done and doesn't want to keep paying nail salon prices, it's really easy. I'm going to post videos too on like the prep and how to properly prep and place your nails, your press-on nails, so that they last. My nails last. I tested it on myself and I wore a long set. I don't do long nails. I hate long nails. As you see, these are super short. I like them super, super short. Shorter nails will last longer, but I tested it with a set of long nails. Those nails lasted me 3 weeks and they were long, like medium to long length. They were pretty long, especially for me. So for someone who doesn't wear long nails, I prepped properly. My nails are good. They last a long time. These are legit gonna last me a month if I want them to. I change my nails when I change my toes. I'm basic. I like for things to match. I need my toe color match my nail color. So, but anyway, I've talked your head off enough. So that is it. And thank you guys so much for being here. You could have been anywhere else, but you chose, I know that's the outro for my podcast, but you chose to be here and listen to me ramble on and on and on. Guys, thank you for rocking with me. Keep rocking with me. I promise you this is not the end. I'm gonna get better. Baby steps. I have a lot going on. I'm doing a lot in one time, but I'm here for you. I hope you guys are here for me. And let's get it. So don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you hit that notification bell. And always remember that there's and don't forget there's no team like the A team. I think that's how it's supposed to go. I don't know, guys. But until the next one, bye.